So, earlier on today, me and Lysander went to play in a pickleball tournament. It was the end of our season of playing a pickleball league, and we won. We got a pair of gold medals, and we went out for a meal with a number of the other players afterwards. We had a terrific time. It's been a great 6 weeks or so of playing pickleball, and I can't believe I even made it back. I had to race back from Walla Walla, but I made it in time. And I thought I would make a cocktail to celebrate, because why wouldn't you do something like that? Now, what would be the right kind of cocktail to celebrate winning a pickleball tournament? Well, it turns out there is a great cocktail called a Pickle Whack cocktail, and that's the one we're going to make today. It turns out I'm more of a badminton player, but I love pickleball, and it turns out that there's 3 million people now playing it in America. That's a sizable proportion. And it also turns out that the game was invented in the state of Washington. So I'm wearing a Washington State t-shirt. It was made in Bainbridge Island. And the game's named after a dog. It turns out his name was Pickle. So if you lose a game by 0 points, that is, if you are completely trashed and killed and destroyed in a game, you are officially a pickle. You've been pickled. And I like that. So anyway, we're going to try this drink here. It seems exactly the right thing to do, and it's actually a modified Irish whiskey sour. So what we're going to do is actually, before I even get the Irish whiskey, the first thing I want to do is, and there's a special ingredient, almost forgot the special ingredient. I'm going to place some of this salt on here. It's not just salt, it is sea salt that has been kind of had pickle juice added to it. So it's pickle salt. You know, and in the past I've had things like grasshopper salt and russet, so I'm no stranger to these wacky kinds of salts, and why not? Seems good. So what we're going to do is take our glass, use an old-fashioned glass, but I actually even have one, a Washington State University old-fashioned glass here. It's kind of square. We're not square here, I promise you, but you dip that into a saucer of water, and then into the salt, so then you have a nice pickle salt rim. We'll put that aside for now, because what we're going to do next is add our ingredients to a cocktail shaker. It takes 2 ounces of Irish whiskey. This is one I picked up the other day. It's a West Cork blended Irish whiskey. Any Irish whiskey you've got, of course, will work perfectly well. It's a sour, it'll be great. So 2 ounces of that, and then we're going to have an egg white, like so. Then we are going to have some sugar syrup, and I am using rich sugar syrup. That's not named after me, but rather, my name's Richard, in case you didn't know that, but it's a 2-to-1 sugar syrup. Rather than simple syrup, which is 50-50, this is 2 parts sugar, 1 part water. And I am going to put in ½ an ounce of that delicious, thick, sweet stuff, like so. And then, of course, it's a sour. So what we need now is some lemon juice. I've still got a mile lemon left from the other day. I'm assuming for 3/4 of an ounce, which is what we want, that approximately half of one of these will work. But, you know, if we need some more, we'll put in some more. The Meyer lemons are a little bit sweeter, which I kind of like. And yeah, I think that's going to be enough. We need 3/4 of an ounce of that, as I mentioned. Let's see. And look at that. Perfectly judged. It's like I've done this before, right? Now, typically with a sour like this, one with egg whites in it, you would wet shake first, then strain it in, and then dry shake it afterwards to get it nice and frothy. But what I'm hoping is I'm just going to do the wet shake, because I think that'll be okay, and it will still come out with that substance, that sort of really airy, fluffy whiteness that you get with a sour. But well, we'll soon find out, won't we? But you really do want to give it some, actually, give it some welly and give it a good shake, because you want it to be frothy. In fact, you know, there's all these Washington ingredients, it turns out, with this. The pickle juice is coming from these Foster Farms pickled asparagus spears. I'm going to use that as a garnish in a bit. Even the egg is a local farm egg from Palouse, just down the road. I'm feeling very Washington, you know, for this pickle thing. And that is going to be great, I'm 100% sure, but we'll still, oh yes, there we go. So then you just put some ice into your double old-fashioned glass, and you strain that drink into there, letting some of the foam and maybe some of the other ice go in as well. Oh, that's a great looking drink. And we'll do that like so. And then, as I said, the only garnish is going to be, now in a pickle whack typically you'd put like a little gherkin, right, a little mini a dill pickle as they call them over here, but I'm feeling all fancy, and asparagus being a bit Washington, I think that'll do quite well. There we go, one pickled asparagus spear, and let's see what we've got. That is a winning cocktail. Cheers.